I don't know how long I'd been driving that night. Hours, maybe longer. The rain hammered against the windshield, blurring the road until it all looked the same. Endless, empty. I just needed a place to pull over, to sleep for a bit. When the neon sign appeared through the mist, flickering Pine Hollow Inn, vacancy. It felt like a small mercy. A part of me wanted to keep driving, ignoring the ache in my bones, but exhaustion, cold, and that stubborn human hope for rest pulled me in. I didn't know I was driving straight into my own nightmare. If I had kept going just a few more miles, maybe I would have lived a different life. The parking lot was nearly deserted, puddles rippling under the downpour. The Pine Hollow Inn looked tired, a relic from another time peeling paint. Sagging roof, but at that moment, it was the most beautiful thing I'd seen. I grabbed my bag and dashed inside, my shoes sloshing with each step. Behind the counter stood a young man, maybe mid-20s, with a slender frame and a smile that didn't quite reach his eyes. His name tag read Dennis. He asked if I was traveling alone. I said yes and instantly regretted it. "You'll be safe here," he said, handing me the key to room 6. His smile lingered a little too long. The room smelled faintly of mildew. The walls were thin, the carpet threadbare. But the bed looked passable, and exhaustion drowned out any second thoughts. I locked the door, threw my bag onto the chair, and collapsed onto the mattress. In the distance, I thought I heard laughter, faint, almost childlike. I told myself I was just overtired, but something in me stayed tense, coiled tight. Minutes later, I heard a soft click. I turned toward the door. It was ajar, just slightly, a dark, gaping mouth. I knew I had locked it. I was sure, shaken. I checked the room. Everything looked undisturbed except a crooked painting on the wall. Moving it aside, I found a small, circular hole drilled into the plaster. I told myself it was just old damage, but in my gut, I knew someone had made that hole for tonight. I shoved the painting back and pushed a chair against the wall, my hands trembling. I was drifting towards sleep when the room phone rang, jarring me awake.
"Hello?"
I croaked. A woman's voice whispered urgently, "Don't trust him." Before I could respond, the line went dead. I sat there in the dark, holding the receiver, my breath shallow, my mind racing. Who was she? How did she know I was here? Curiosity and fear wrestled inside me. I cracked the door open and peeked down the hallway. In the dim light, I saw Dennis standing alone in the lobby, arguing with someone unseen. His voice rose angry, pleading, then fell to a whisper. It was like he was talking to a ghost, or maybe to himself. Then he turned, and I saw the glint of a kitchen knife in his hand. Slow, deliberate steps, heading straight toward room 6. I slammed the door and locked it, my heart pounding so loudly it drowned out the rain. I'd heard stories about gut instincts saving lives. That night, it wasn't instinct. It was survival screaming through my veins. I didn't think. I grabbed my backpack and threw open the window. Cold rain slapped my face as I climbed out, scraping my hands on the rusted frame. I hit the ground running, not daring to look back. The night swallowed me whole, and I let it. As I sprinted past the main house behind the motel, something made me glance sideways. Through a cracked window, I saw her, an old woman, gray-haired and pale, sitting stiffly in a rocking chair, her eyes locked onto mine wide, desperate, pleading. Then she vanished, like a flicker of a flame. I didn't stop to question it. I just kept running, I flagged down a patrol car about a mile up the road. Wet. Wild-eyed. Half incoherent. I spilled out my story. The deputy's face drained of color when I mentioned the motel. That place was shut down years ago, he said, his voice low. I stared at him, my stomach twisting. He didn't believe me. Or maybe he believed me too much. We drove back together. The motel stood silent, its sign dead and dark, windows boarded up. We kicked the door to the lobby open inside. Dust and decay blanketed everything. Room 6 didn't even have a bed anymore. The walls were bare, the painting gone. No hole, no Dennis, just an empty shell of a place that shouldn't have been open. In the house behind the motel, the deputy found a trapdoor beneath the floorboards. It creaked open to reveal stairs descending into darkness. At the bottom, they found her a woman's body, mummified by time, still dressed in a faded housecoat. Her gray hair was brittle, her face frozen in a silent scream. I didn't need to see her to know it was the woman from the window. No trace of Dennis. No record of anyone by that name working there. The police pulled the security footage. I was the only person who had entered the motel that night. Alone. The key to room 6 was still in my pocket. Cold and heavy. But the lock it fit was rusted shut. They said it hadn't been opened in years. Weeks passed. Then the phone calls started. Always around 2:00 a.m. Always the same whisper. Don't trust him. At first, I thought it was my mind playing tricks, but when I unplugged my phone, and it still rang, I knew she wasn't done warning me. I moved twice, changed my number. The calls kept coming. Sometimes, I'd hear that faint, childlike laughter in the background. Sometimes, when I drive past forgotten stretches of highway and see abandoned signs swallowed by the trees, I wonder if he's still out there, or if he's found someone new to smile at. Many months later, on another long drive, I saw it again. A neon glow flickering from a crumbling building in the distance. Pine Hollow Inn. Vacancy. I didn't stop. I pressed the gas pedal harder, my heart pounding against my ribs. If you ever see a flickering neon sign promising shelter in the middle of nowhere, maybe it's better to keep driving. You might not survive checking in,